Hi guys and welcome to GG Reviews. So earlier today I did a trailer reaction of the brand new Black Myth Wukong trailer that is now with the Unreal Engine 5. So I'm just very excited to break this down for you guys. Well, to the best of my ability in terms of the game itself and yeah, from gameplay standpoint. I know that some people can even translate what it says in those parts where they're just, well, no translation. I can't, but I can do whatever I can do from my side. So there is that. And of course, let you know about some info that I found out. Now, if you hear strange things on my side, it's because my puppy is all over the place and he's running. So yeah, just letting you know that. Hi to everybody in the chat. Hi, dear Clayton, Matty, and of course, dear Ivy. Oh, and Optic is here as well. Okay, so guys, we are starting pretty late my time. Well, bless you too, dear Ivy. Starting very late, so proceeding right away, guys. Okay. So first of all, we do know, well, thank you very much, dear Ivy, for the feedback. We do know that this is now with the Unreal Engine 5 and it was with 4. So basically the process of this is, they're just uploading their project, their game in Unreal 5 and continuing from there, applying all the effects that should be applied from the engine. I mean, the things that, Unreal Engine 5 is having in addition. So that is awesome because that's going to mean better textures with more, not polygons exactly, but yeah, I do think polygons with all of those new technologies that are just a lot lighter but denser, so to speak. So yeah, I already did a breakdown of Unreal Engine 5, but some of the details now escape me. That was a few months ago. Okay, enough of that particular technical stuff. The point is, with the new Engine 5, there's going to be support for NVIDIA technologies as well as AMD technologies with the lighting and just, super sampling and basically DLSS and the AMD equivalent of that in the same time. So that's amazing. So I did learn that some of these depictions, like statues, places, are real. I'm not sure which exactly, but some of them for sure. So they're not just creating them out of nothing. My friend Kirill from Superheroes Bulgaria, he's not only a superhero fan, he's actually also very, very knowledgeable when it comes to Journey to the West. So he did explain to me some things. He said that these creatures are demons, or so he thinks, and some of them looks like they're supposed to be looking like. As far as he knows, some of them are a bit more artistically done, and he's not sure which of them they are. So they're basically took maybe some liberties in how they recreated their design, but I mean, from my standpoint, that is pretty okay. But now, of course, this is not exactly Journey to the West, so there's that. Some of these statues as well, and then we see that he is the statue. I mean, this is one of his transformations. The other thing is that the main character, at least the Monkey King, that I mean, he's not the Monkey King. That is exactly what I wanted to say. That he's not exactly the Monkey King. He's just someone, and he is fighting the Monkey King at some point. This is what we saw last year. So that's kind of confusing to me. And Kirill said, well, they lost me. And I'm like, well, maybe we're going to play with the Monkey King eventually. And I don't know who it was, but I saw somewhere today that the story is about, I mean, something along the lines that this guy, the character that we play, is going to fix some of the things that the Monkey King couldn't do. It just like complete his mission, which is totally not what, I mean, it's not what the story is in Journey to the West, as far as Kiro explained to me. That's also Logan, by the way. Yeah, he is an encyclopedia. That's very hard to say in English. Okay, so from graphical standpoint, first of all, just notice the snow falling. I never seen snow that in such a great way. I mean, this is like really snow. That's how it looks like. That's how it behaves. Although the funny thing is that it also looks like a snow that they put on some ski. You know, when you watch like ski and there's not enough real snow, so they put some artificial snow just to have the the event. So it looks like kind of like that snow, or just a very very fresh snow. But the point is, guys, that with this engine, the possibilities are very much endless, and they can make the snow interactive, and they can actually make it resemble, like I said, this very fresh snow or even artificial snow, because you can feel that it's very very tiny, like the particles of the snow, they're just so little. You just know when you look at it, you just feel that it's very light and fluffy, and he just goes through it. There's not really that much of a resistance, but in the same time there is some. So that all is like almost, you can feel it, you can feel that. So now we get to this battle with this creature demon, and you can see the bar, the health bar of the creature. You can see that we have some abilities in the left corner that he's using. The health bar in white, the blue bar maybe stamina, and the other maybe mana, I'm not sure, probably. But if you pay close attention, you can see when he uses which ability. It's really cool how he can walk back and just observe his enemy, so he knows what he's doing. And here is one of the best displays of this interactive snow, because you see how he is blasting him with this wave and just goes through the snow, like cuts through it like butter. Amazing. This is so freaking amazing. And it's one thing to play a game, it's another thing to watch it. I mean, when you watch it, you just notice more things, because when you play it, you're just in the combat and you're trying to survive. So it's not going to be maybe I mean, it's gonna be cool, of course, when you play it, because you're playing it. That's another experience that you cannot replace with watching, but in the same way, you cannot replace sometimes what you can observe from outside too. So there's that. Okay, so judging by this so far, okay, so here he made the circle so he can heal himself. That's how it looks like, which is pretty awesome. He can heal himself in safety, so that's maybe a spell. But judging by what I want to say by this battle here is that the enemy doesn't actually take that much of health, so that is not like Dark Souls. I heard that this game is inspired by Sekiro and God of War, as well as other titles, I think, which is good. I am just hoping that it's not going to be literally like Sekiro, as hard as Sekiro is, because they are showcasing only boss fights here. And I do not want. Okay, he hit him there and he just took this much. I mean, our character just, this much. If that was Dark Souls, he would have taken a lot more. So that's good to me. I do not want Dark Souls. I do not want this type of game. My puppy is in my legs right now. Hey, Goldie. At least he is behaving so far, not barking at me, because I do not pay him any attention. So, okay, so when he dodged here, he got perfect, basically like a shadow in the air, which is so cool. Oh yeah, that's just amazing. And you can feel how he slides. That's so important, when I play, for instance, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and when I played Odyssey, the two styles are similar but yet different. And Odyssey was very very hard, and Valhalla is very very easy. But when you dodge, do such things, it's just you know. I'm trying to reach my puppy. Yeah, it's just the feeling of it is so important, and they get it. And here, even though I do not have a controller in my hand, I can feel what is happening. So that's amazing. That's absolutely very funny to me how he is praying like whatever he's doing there. Okay, we have to move on because this is going to be 2 hours of video. There's some blood there as well. Splashing, good touch. Okay, skipping this because I cannot translate that. So as far as I've seen, one guy that tried to translate this pigeon guide or whatever that is supposed to be is telling him that he's going to die if he continues. But if that is his decision, then that is his decision. But he's definitely going into a very dangerous, direction here. And that is one of the weirdest guides, birds, whatever, that I ever seen in my life. And then you turn into bat, I mean, at some point, and you go somewhere. But the interesting thing here is that like a travel way, or it's like a transition, a scene from one part to the next? I really hope that this world is as open as possible so we can freely walk, run, fly, whatever we can turn into. I want to be able to go throughout the world without any issues because that is what I'm getting. I mean, most fun out of when I can, get immersed into the world and I can freely move and not be like, oh, here is this wall right here actually, and I cannot climb that. I'm just getting very annoyed by this because it's like I'm playing a very old game. If I cannot go whatever I can see that I can go into, it's just a huge bummer for me. So I really hope it's one of those games where you can go everywhere that you can see that you can go. I mean, obviously at some point there's gonna be a wall, but not be able to climb whatever wall you see and just traverse the terrain the way that you want to, it's gonna be not something that I would enjoy. Yeah, sandbox. Okay, lighting is perfection. I mean, this lighting is so photorealistic. It's just mind blowing to me. Remember from yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yes, when I did the Call of Duty trailer, how realistic that was. Actually, this trailer pumped me so much that I now want to watch a war movie. I said that I'm not a fan, of war movies. I'm not, but I literally am like, okay, I need to like refresh my memory on World War II and just learn the different fronts and stuff and how things went at least to an extent because I do want to know what the heck is happening here and I don't remember pretty much anything to this point from World War II except what my grandma told me. So that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, I need to refresh that, but that's another topic. What I want to say here that from that trailer of Call of Duty, that engine, the lighting is extremely photorealistic. Here we see, I think, something that is pretty close to that. It's different technology, but it's trying to accomplish the same thing. I mean, it's the Unreal Engine way, Unreal Engine 5 way. It does look like it's not just a transition. It does look like you are traveling to this place, and then it just cuts to the fight. But I guess that the way that you go there and you actually start fighting is also like a seamless continuation. But they did cut to the fight because they're not gonna show us like in real time what's happening. At least not to that extent. Okay, some of the comments in my reaction said that this dragon can control the weather, maybe, so that is why he's hitting him with lightning. That is cool and all. I suggested that maybe different dragons have different abilities, just like in that Disney movie Raya and the Last Dragon, which is great by the way. All the mythology there was about the dragons and how they can do different things and how intelligent they are, how much they gave to humanity. It's pretty amazing animation, to say the least. If you never saw this, I would totally recommend Raya and the Last Dragon. But yeah, this is so cool. Such a cool dragon with the white lightning. That is just visually stunning. So pay attention to the health bars. Like I mean, it doesn't seem that uh, our character here takes a lot of damage. He doesn't take himself a lot of damage. His health bar is just, shining, so to speak. And then here when he hits the dragon, also he didn't do much damage. So I'm totally convinced, at least to this point, that this is not a Dark Souls hard type of a game, in as hard as Dark Souls or Sekiro, because Sekiro was pretty brutal to me. Just no, it was just so brutal. And here when he did the combo, he took a substantial amount. Then that mechanic with the staff is amazing. So now obviously the player that does this demo knows what the heck he's doing, so he doesn't take a lot of damage, but also when he does get hit, he doesn't receive a lot of damage. So it is not impossible to beat the dragon if you're really careful with that. It's not that punishing. And I don't want a punishing game. I just want a game that I can enjoy the story, the visuals, the gameplay, and I don't want to play a boss 10 times. But they also say that they are inspired by God of War, and you know, the latest God of War. It's not an easy game though, but it's totally doable game. I got stuck on one boss, the Valkyrie or whatever it was, I don't remember, and I really got my nerves panties in a bunch, and that was like the only time that I ever walked out on a stream. I just like put my headphones down and I walked out. And I was like, ah, you know, I was pissed. That was just the only time in my life that I ever done this. And it was with God of War, no less. Okay, Ivy. I mean, Eastern dragons in general give good fortune to all sorts and are pretty positive. Strange that we're fighting this one. Ah, well, that's interesting, the Ivy. Yeah, it should be on PC. It should be on PC, Matt. So this mechanic with the staff, like I've said, is nothing like I ever seen before. Like ever. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. And then he just nailed the dragon with that. Just damn. And then the dragon just collapsed. And something will happen maybe underwater. I really want to see what, but we have to wait about that. Let's keep this. So here we see the different bosses. I really hope that this game is not all bosses, you know, that like, you know, similar to Dark Souls in that way. And the bosses are very unique. Like, look at that guy. Look at how his cape is just flowing around. One of the most beautiful things you can see, like fabric just flowing around, especially in the game. Just mind-blowing to see that. I don't know if my PC can you know, can run this. It seems ridiculous, but maybe with the optimization of this engine, maybe it's gonna be possible. They have 2 more years to work on this, keep in mind. 2 more years is not, you know, that's so cool. Like, look at that. Look at that, just amazing. I never done anything like this in a game. No matter how many times I play the character with the staff, none of them spin the staff this way. So I hope to God that I can make a PC, a new PC by the time that this game comes out. With the world situation now, I'm not sure, but I really hope that things are gonna get better. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to have healing, obviously. So we're not gonna get to heal ourselves, which to me is kind of a bummer. I don't enjoy this mechanic. I prefer to, you know, to for the character to just self-heal. But what to do? They want to make it harder. It's an RPG, action RPG. Sorry, I'm just looking where the heck my puppy is. The I mean, that's I just can't process. Those enemies are so crazy, or demons like Logan suggested, Kirill. So the bear, just amazing. I mean, whatever that is, also. Wow, it has 3 legs or 4 legs, and that looks like the worst, like a pimple with legs. Horrible. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. And the rowing head, is that a boss or it's just the rowing head from somewhere? And it got him right here, and that looks so weird. It looks like alien got mixed with a dragon, and that got mixed with, I don't know, a dinosaur. It doesn't look like anything really that I'm used to, so I'm just gonna call it a demon. Yeah. Yeah, similar encounters in the first game trailer from a year ago. And whatever he says, I know that there's some fake Buddha somewhere. So there's that. Nvidia. And something got into him here. Okay, so my hope for that is that we are going to actually play with Wukong, because if we don't, like, what the heck, the game is called Wukong, and this guy that we're going to play with is just like an imposter or something. I mean, at least from a perspective of fans of Journey to the West, and knowing that we can play Wukong if we can. I mean, that the game is called Wukong. It's like a huge bummer if we don't play Wukong. I'm going to try now, guys, to quickly translate what Kerio said about the story of Journey to the West, because I was he's not playing the newer games. He's not the gamer of any new games. He played before some older games, so he's not gonna play that. But he's interested how they are doing this. He even thought that Americans are doing the game because of the changes to some of the designs. So let's see what he says. I'm gonna try to translate from Bulgarian to English really, really fast, and let you know what the story is with a few words. Okay, hold on. We also talked about Bruce Lee, so there's that. That show that is supposed to be written by Bruce Lee. I mean, from his writings, but it's like totally not what he actually wrote, and it's made up. Some of it, a lot of it, but that's another topic. Okay, and we talked about Xena because he finally finished the whole uh, the whole show. And in Xena, you can see China, you can see Japan, you can see Egypt, so many places like Rome. It's amazing. Okay, almost there, guys. So just one topic led to another and to another and so on. Okay, let's see. So he said that Wukong is very arrogant and he thinks that he is very, very strong. But then he understands his shortcomings. I mean, that he was this arrogant. I mean, the fact that he is just an ass, basically. And he agrees with Buddha to be put or kept under a mountain so he can atone for his mistakes for as long as it takes for him to get wiser, basically, and to atone for his mistakes. After centuries, one monarch, not monarch, a monk, has to bring some scrolls of Buddhism from one place to another. Uh, to protect them from any danger, Buddha releases the king, the monkey king, I mean Wukong, and he makes him his companion and bodyguard so he can atone for his mistakes. And that is the journey to the West. That is actually the journey to the West. So they have to travel with those scrolls. And everything starts with the birth of the king and the creation before that. His mischief, his gathering, I mean, he is building up his strength, going to the palace of heaven where he studies. He starts mastering all forms of change, yeah, I guess the shape-shifting things for days, literally, while other students are having struggles with one form with years. It's a great story that basically says where your ego can bring you and how after that redemption comes in and change. Okay, so yeah, that is pretty much it. He's trying to explain to me how the story is with Journey to the West, which I find extremely fascinating and interesting. So whatever they can do at this game that's going to honor that, I'm really going to be hopeful and excited for that. But knowing that we're not actually playing with Wukong's kind of disappointing at first, but we'll see where they go with this. We did see in the last trailer that this character fights Wukong, so I'm like, what is happening here? What's the idea? And why this idea is more substantial than what the original story is? So what is their idea, of the studio to make this, it's interesting, guys. It's interesting. So this is judging by the trailer basically, as always. So with that, I can just say what I see right now. So guys, this is going to be, this was my breakdown of the trailer. And of course, if you like to know a lot more, just search for Journey to the West and some other YouTubers that actually understand Chinese and can translate the other things. But I think that it's a bit out of context right now. So when we get to the game, we are going to understand the story from start to finish a lot better. Now it's really out of context. It's really about presenting the game from here and there, just bits and pieces, so we can get the idea of what exactly this is. But one thing is for sure, this is going to be one of the best looking games ever made, and one of the most interesting games I think ever made. And the world, the richness of the world, the creatures, the abilities, everything, the gameplay looks pretty awesome, and they really nailed this. So that is how things look like right now. This is a new studio, but they look very inspired, very ambitious. So I'm hopeful, really hopeful for this. Definitely loves the designs. Yeah, and before this game comes out, I have enough time to get a lot more familiar with Journey to the West. Kirill suggested that I should watch this movie with that actor. I always forget his name, from Dharma and Greg. He said that that was good. Well done. So maybe I'm just gonna do that. But I have enough time. So in the meantime, guys, I'm going to cover everything that I can about this game, and hopefully that you join in. So without further ado, guys, I hope that you have a great weekend. If you'd like to support me, as always, click the links down below to my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, plus fitness, health, nutrition, everything that I can be helpful with, also physique updates. And till next time, let me get a J reviews, guys. Bye bye.